Hi and welcome back to It's a Miracle Beauty. My name is Brandy and I am a beauty review channel. Today I am doing a full face Friday of Essence makeup. This is a one brand tutorial. This idea was originated by Alana Davidson. I thought that I was being creative, but as I always search before I claim anything, and I did see that she seems to be the originator of this. I don't think she's making them currently, but I still will put a tag to her channel up in the corner, and also to week one. I did Fenty Beauty last week. I honestly was pretty impressed with Fenty. I thought I've owned a lot of them, but putting them all together in one video, I was pretty impressed with them. So today we are going to do Essence. There was some issues we'll get into, but there were some other products that quite honestly compare with really, really high-end or luxury products. So we're going to put Essence to the test today. So if you like Full Face Fridays, if you like product reviews, if you like mystery boxes, I hope that you will subscribe. If this is not your first time here, why not subscribe? You already come more than once. You've seen this face and watched it. So I hope that you'll subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and don't forget to like and share, and let's get into a full face of Essence makeup. So as we move into the full face of Essence, I do want to be fully transparent, and this is the second time I filmed this video. So the first one had some sound errors in it, and then also it was just a day I didn't have a lot of patience, and the eyeshadows were kind of hard, or I don't know if they're hard to work with or they just lacked pigment, and so it was really difficult for me to get a decent looking look. And it was just a comedy of errors. So I did decide to refilm it. So that's what this is. This time I did set my eyes with the concealer from Essence, but I am not setting it with powder. I'm going to leave it tacky. That concealer actually has almost a little bit of tack to it just naturally. I don't believe it sets completely. So I do think that will help the eyeshadows. So for shadow, I am using the Good Day Sydney palette. It does look like that. And the actual palette does look like that. This is very, and I do mean very similar to the Butter London that was given out in the BoxyCharm. I actually own that. I didn't think to bring it out here, but it's greens and pinks and blues just like it. So I think what I'm going to do is I actually think that I'm going to do a kind of neutrally with green look with using the browns and the two greens, or one green, excuse me. There's two blues, one green. So first thing I want to do is I actually want to take this matte right here, and I am going to just lay that down. Oh, that's a huge difference. I couldn't even get this much pigment the other day when I was doing it. So I'm just going to lay that color down and kind of get a deeper transition going. These do have a tendency to blend away, so that is why I wanted to leave it my base tacky. So I am going to take a packing brush like this, and I'm just going to spray my Ofra setting spray. You could actually dip this in water. You don't have to use setting spray, but I do want to get as much pigment as I can from the green. I can't tell in the camera, but in person, it almost has more of a yellow tone than a green tone. I'm actually going to take another packing brush. See if I can find a smaller one. Perfect. So this is just another one of those same packing brushes. Now, mind you, when I say it's way better, it's not compared to a better brand. This palette is very hard to work with. I would not suggest anyone picking it up personally. I think Essence for me is a brand that has its pros and it has its cons. And one of the pros is its price. If you are on a budget or you want to try something new that's a new product you've never tried, like let's say you don't use brow gel and you want to try brow gel, I think Essence is a great way for you to try the brow gel. Well, first of all, the brow gel isn't bad, but also because I think it's like $3. So if it's a new item, a new type of style you want to try and you're just not sure if you're into it, I think it's a great way to try things and not break the bank. Now, that being said, there are some things that, like when I filmed this prior, that shock the heck out of me, and then we get to them, I will tell you, but majority of them, I feel like there's either a absolute win, like you're in the win column, or it's an absolute fail. I feel like there's not a lot of middle ground with Essence. That's what I guess what I was trying to get at. So I actually think adding that dark helped that a lot. I think as I do my mascara and everything, it will help too. I don't think I have a liquid liner from them. So I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye off camera, and then I will clean up underneath, and then we'll start the face. So I did just finish the eyes. I don't love it. It looks a lot better than it did the other day. You do have to just literally pack it and pack it and pack it. Even then, this is washing away or blending away every time I move it. So I think that if you wanted to utilize this palette, you would have to use it as a packing. So you would pack on the brown and not shift too much, kind of place the shadow and then do the green and so on. So definitely not my favorite palette. I did clean up under my eyes, so I'm going to move to primer. So for primer, I do have the Fresh and Fit Awake Primer. It does look like this. It gives your skin a radiance that doesn't stand out after the foundation's on. So I like how it's very moisturized. I mean, you can see the reflecting of my skin. If you have oily skin, I don't think this would be a good choice. Next, I have foundation. So for foundation, I actually had to order this online. I couldn't find it anywhere locally. It's Essence Soft Touch Mousse Matte Makeup in Matte Ivory 04. Looks like that. And it is truly a mousse. So one of the things I did figure out when I did this test previously is that this foundation does much better with a brush. I was trying to use a sponge and it was literally just washing away the actual foundation. It was soaking it up 100%. There was no coverage whatsoever. And it was one of those that I just couldn't believe the difference when I picked up a brush. So I don't naturally gravitate towards a makeup brush. It's one of those that I definitely am willing to use them, especially when a foundation works better with it. It's one that I'm willing to use. So I don't know if this particular foundation is being discontinued, if stores chose not to pick it up, or what the deal is, but it was only available at Essence's website. I think that foundation was $5, roughly. But my Believe Beauty is $5.
And I would wear that hands down any day instead of this one.
So I am going to stop there. It is not a perfect application. I'm going to be really, really honest. There's certain spots. I can't stop touching it. There's certain spots that I would love to have better coverage for. But I am not wearing this out. It's basically to show you to see if it's worth it to you. So that's the main reason. So I am going to move on to concealer. So their products, their foundation, their concealer, all of their liquid products pretty much have a pretty strong odor. Like this smells like perfume. The foundation smelled like perfume. I mean, it's kind of one of those that it deters me from using it because it smells so much like perfume. And I did just realize I forgot to use a product today. I actually have a color corrector by Essence. It's actually really good. So I kind of am upset I forgot to try it today, but I will try to put it in another like get ready with me style video. It's actually really good. I was actually really surprised. It's definitely on par with the Naked color corrector, the pink one. I was actually kind of shocked because not only did it work well, but it's very cheap. I think again, it's like $3. So I am going to set my face. I did buy the Essence My Skin Perfector Loose Setting Powder, or Loose Fixing Powder. Instant Blur Effect Natural Matte Finish, and this is in 05 Fair. And it does, in my opinion, give a pretty good blur effect. Honestly, I think it's pretty good powder. It's very smooth. It's very finely milled. I think that that's, again, either a win or a fail. And I think this powder is definitely a win. It's really good. I do have the Essence Brighten Up powder. This is a very light banana powder. I actually was panning this in 2019. It's just not my favorite powder at all, like not even a little bit. But I am trying to use it up. I had originally decluttered it when I did my declutter in February, and then I really could not declutter it, not because I love it, but because I wanted to pan it and get at least hit pan. I don't care if I pan the whole thing, but I at least want to hit pan. So I do like the effect that that gives my under eye when I don't have a color corrector on. It just gives it a little bit of a brighter look. Next I'm going to do contour. They actually make a pretty cool contouring kit. So it has a highlight and a contour shade. And the contour shade is perfect for you if you are fair. So that is the contour, and I didn't blend it like a whole bunch, not because it does anything bad, but because I am going to put bronzer over it. So it is going to get a little bit more of a blend, and I don't want to blend it away. So next we have the Essence Matte Bronzing Powder. This is another powder that I was actually panning and unsuccessfully. I don't even think I used it the whole time it was in my pan challenge. And I decided to kind of make more of a vested effort in this year to try it. This is not one I care if I hit pan on, but I do want to at least make a dent in it. I want to see some use. I want to see, you know, it's a good bronzer. It has nothing wrong with it. There's nothing I would complain about. And it's one of those that if it's a good bronzer, you know, why not get some use out of it? I don't go crazy on my forehead because I do have a widow's peak right here. You can see it. Makes a nice little Eddie Munster poke out, but that can make my whole area look a little crazy when I actually contour too much. So I do have 3 blushes to choose. I have Essence, the blush. This is in Beloved. It does look like this. And I have Essence, the blush in Befitting. And I have Essence Blush Lighter Gradient Powder Blush. So spoiler alert, this one sucks. I literally couldn't get anything to show up on my cheeks in the previous video, so I'm not going to waste time on that one. Just want to kind of show it to you, let you see what did work and what didn't. I think I'm actually going to use like this kind of pale pink. It's almost like what I would call, what they call it, Old English Rose. They used to call it a long time ago.
Which I probably just aged myself, but that's okay. I am used to it.
I had it sped up, but I did adjust that line again. It was a little quirky, but I'm not unhappy with it. I don't think it's bad at all. So next I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude. This is a highlighter. This mimics very closely the metallic Hourglass Ambient Metallic Palette, I think it's called. I'm going from memory, so bear with me, but that one is very close to this. If you use a little bit, you get a little bit of a highlight. If you really put it on, you get a huge highlight. It's really up to you, but it is a reflective, has like a pinky purple undertone, and it does, I'm trying to get it to pick up. So it's definitely one that if you like a lot of reflective, it's great. It is $3. It is probably one of the best Essence products they make. I think this foundation definitely looks better once you get the dimension in, once you have the contour, once you have that blush, once you have that highlight. I think it brings a lot of that together, and I think it's definitely improves the look of the foundation. When I first did it again, I was struggling, and when I finally switched to the brush, I actually had such a better experience, but I kept still looking and going, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. And then as I did it more, I was like, oh, it's coming together. So next I'm going to use the Essence Eyebrow Designer. It does look like this, and it does have kind of a similar spoolie to the Fenty. And so the only thing that I discovered when I was doing the prior video that will never see the light of day, I actually found it a little bit frustrating that in order to use this brush, they put it on the cap instead of the other end. So I literally have to either recap it or hold the end of it. So it's a little bit frustrating. And it literally just put, from when I used it last time, I put brow liner on my forehead. I've said in previous videos, I don't really overline my brows. I just kind of fill in the front and then blend it all in together. And I find that I just like my brows more that way. I've tried doing like the chiseled out brows, and I just don't think it fits my face. Especially being 42, I think it's really important for me to keep soft features, not harsh features. So it's something that isn't for me. So next I have the Essence Make Me Brow. And in case you're curious, I do typically use taupe or blonde. I prefer taupe because it is usually cool toned, but I will grab blonde because brown is way too dark for me, and typically I have problems. With all my brow gels, I do typically wipe off most of the brow actual gel off of it, so I have less on the spoolie. And then I kind of just run it through it to help guide the brows as to where I want them to be. I do not consider myself brow savvy. Don't consider myself a brow expert. Next I have eyes. I do have 2 mascaras and a primer. First though, I'm going to go in with the Kajal pencil. This is in white. This is going to go on my waterline and help brighten my eyes. I did work all day today, so I am so tired. And so this will just help brighten things up. I actually do prefer more of a blush color versus a straight white pencil. However, I do typically keep both on hand because I use a color almost every day. And so on the days I look extra tired or anything else, I do like to pop this in my waterline and kind of help things out. So next I'm actually going to curl my lashes, and then I'm going to use an eyelash primer. Primer does look like this. It's Volume Boosting Lash Primer. And again, it's $3. So So if you're willing to work with it and put up with it, you're going to save a lot of money. There is a lot of great drugstore lash primers. I love both the L'Oreal's, the original Voluminous, I can never say that, Voluminous primer, and then also the lash, what is that one called? It looks just like Too Faced. That one, it's like a pink primer. That one works really well. I wonder if this getting older is actually making it work better, because that is the most it's made my lashes stand up since I've used. I have two mascaras. I have the ever famous Lash Princess. This is supposed to give a false lash effect. I have talked about this previously a million years ago. Not my favorite. Then I love Extreme Curl and Volume. No opinion yet. To be determined. So I'm going to start with this one. Lash Princess, it's one that bothers me is it takes forever to dry. Like literally. Like I end up with it everywhere because it takes so long to dry. I am going to try to do a top of the Lash Princess over it, see if it gives it a little bit of lift and makes it stand out a little bit more. It does have a more smaller refining brush. I'll show you. It does have kind of a smaller, just straight brush. So I feel like it gives you more control to try to lift and separate. So that is the one I done. That is the look. And honestly, it is a whole lot better today. It's kind of shocking how much better these are today. So that is my eyes. Next to lips, I have a lip liner. It's called Soft Contouring. It looks like this. It always wants to focus on my face and not what I'm trying to show you. I think it's called Under My Skin. Something I started doing after I turned, I think after 41, I started covering up my cupid's bow and drawing it straight across. It gives a false look of fullness to my lips. I do have fuller lips to begin with, but it does just make them kind of pop out a little bit more. And I did just buy a gloss. That is something that changed in me recently in the last year or so. I would not be caught dead with a gloss on a year ago, a year and a half ago. I mean, 5 years ago I didn't even own a lip gloss other than Lip Smackers flavored glosses I would use to moisturize my lips. I never would use it. Now it is pretty much predominant. I will use bullet lips, but I rarely use a liquid lip. I mean, it's almost never. Well,
We're never using lips right now because of masks, but I'm meeting my preferences because I can dream about a day when I don't have to wear a mask
everywhere. And yes, I do mask, and I hope that you guys are masking up and staying safe and keeping everyone else safe. It's just one of those things out there that we can't take chances with others. I do have a compromised immune system, and I need everybody to mask up. And
Here in Michigan, it's the law. It's the law. Okay.
Said my piece. So that is the look, and this is Essence. Let's go over some of the products. So let's talk about the palette. Good day, Sydney. Sydney? Sydney. I need more sleep. So this is one that, if I'm really honest and frank, I would pass. Just can't recommend it. Let's see. The foundation and the primer. Let's talk about the primer, actually. Primer, I think, is really good. I think it does moisturize your skin. I think it gives it a healthy glow. I think this isn't the same thing, but it's really close to the NARS Sheer Glow. It gives you just that under, like, lit from within, and it's $3. So it gives you that lit from within kind of glow, and it's $3 or $4. So the foundation, I couldn't recommend this, even though I do think it turned out okay. I think last time my foundation looked good too. I can't recommend it. I just think it takes too much to work with when you can get a Maybelline or a Revlon Candid that is a little bit more, and it's going to last you longer, and it's going to be easier, and you're not going to have to struggle with it. Their concealer I actually think works fantastic. This and the color corrector I think work fantastic. I don't like the scent. I think that if Essence really wants to stay in the game, they've got to get off this perfume train because it's going to crash. My opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Next, let's go into the powders. The Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I think it works fine. Not my favorite powder, but if for the price, I just don't think you can expect more. I guess that's what I want to say about that one, because it does work good. It's just not my favorite. The Essence My Skin Perfector, I think it's fantastic. I think this actually definitely competes with the Maybelline Fit Me and possibly some higher end ones. It definitely blurred my skin. It smoothed. I mean, I don't deal with a huge pore issue, but my skin looks really good between the products. And I have to say, The second try was a lot better than the first and all of these. But I definitely think for the price you pay for this, I think this was $4 or $5. I don't think it's bad at all. The contouring, I think it works great. I actually keep it in my regular makeup drawer. I actually use it every so often. I actually own this prior to owning a lot of these products, so it's definitely something that I enjoy. Blushes, I think the Too Little blushes are fantastic. I think that these two work good. They have a whole bunch of these. They're $3 and they work fantastic. They do give, you can't see it because of the highlighter now, but they do give a little bit of a glow. Nothing like a highlighter, just a glow. Again, a glow from within. I've talked about this in so many favorites videos, in so many highlighter countdowns. This is fantastic. It's $3. It mimics the Hourglass. If you're curious about Hourglass, try it. Before you invest, try it. The bronzer, love, works great. No complaints, blends every time. What am I missing? There's something from the face I'm missing. Well, the brows. Don't love this. I think the pencil works fine. This, not the little wannabe spoolie, no. Brow gel works fantastic. Have no issues with that. Mascaras. I think I killed it when I was talking about it. My lashes are already falling. They're already losing some of their curl. They're not my favorite. If you're willing to pay $3 and work with it, work it and rock it. Primer, waste of your money in my opinion. $3 if you want to try it. You're not going to break the bank. And then lips. Oh, eyeliner. I thought this was buttery, creamy, and good. So both of these wins. I definitely think that I own a few of these. This is the Essence Shine Wet Look Lip Gloss. I forgot to tell you that when I put it on, but I do think it works great. I think it lasts, it moisturizes my lips, and I feel good when I wear them. And the lip liners are smooth and buttery, and I am talking really fast right now. So that is a full face of Essence for Full Face Friday. Again, I want to give a shout out to Alana Davidson. I did put her in my first Fenty video, and I will link both her channel and that Fenty video in the cards somewhere in this video. And I hope that you will check her out. She is the originator of this idea. I don't believe she's currently making them anymore, but I did want to shout out either way because it was her that did it first. I talked about a little bit in that Fenty video that I actually thought I was being super creative and super original, and I searched it and I was like, well, I'm happy for her, but sad for me because I thought it was an original idea, but I still want to do it, so I just want to give credit where credit's due. Don't forget to subscribe. I am going to be doing these every single Friday, so you don't want to miss any. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and don't forget to like and share. For all creators, it's really important that people like and share and comment because that is how we move up in the algorithm. So I appreciate your help with that, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Oh, don't forget, comment down below if there's a brand or a full face of something you're looking to see. It doesn't have to be an all brand. It could be a theme, cream, new, old, oldest products, whatever you want to see. Post it down below, and I'll see you guys soon.